I congratulate Abhyaas for putting together this very interesting event. Something which is very much needed at this point of time. I'm also very glad that a very distinguished panel has been brought together. All of them achievers in their own light, and I'm sure there'll be a lot to learn and reflect on some of the ideas which they'll be sharing throughout the day. Basically, I try to explain what kind of skill development, what kind of employment opportunities are there in the industrial sector, both in our country and specifically in our state today. And I begin by sharing this piece of data, which by and large is familiar to most of the people. The data about our demographic dividend. As we can see from these charts, already close to 48% of our population is under 30. That part of the chart which is put in that red circle, and we can see that in another 10 years time, this percentage will be close to half, that is 50%. And on the other hand, we are seeing a reverse phenomena in many of the other industrialized countries. So therefore, the fact that there is a demographic dividend waiting to be reaped is very much a reality. And the government's policy, both at the national government and also for our own state government, is to ensure that the working population is skilled to meet the requirements of the industries. Roughly 350 million skilled manpower is required. And they have also given a very detailed breakup. And this data is based on lots of studies, lots of consultations. They have studied the trends and how different sectors are absorbing manpower. The quality of education, as I showed to you, there are thousands of educational institutions of all type. But the quality of education which is imparted there is average at the most in many of those institutions. In fact, lots of people have commented about this fact that while we talk about demographic dividend, we talk about large number of graduates being churned out, but are they really employable? Do they really have the qualities required to work in a professional capacity, in a professional environment? And that is something which remains a question mark. The tendency not to look beyond IT sector jobs is again a very strong tendency, and though data starkly shows that there is hardly some 5% or 10% jobs in the IT sector, 90% of the world is elsewhere, but our vision remains blinkered and we are not able to kind of get beyond IT sector jobs. It is also a kind of a lifestyle issue, as I understand. People think that it is very glamorous to be in a IT sector job and not so much in other sectors, but there is definitely, as I said, the NMIZs, etc. are completely going to change this paradigm. Those kind of jobs will become more glamorous than even the IT sector jobs. And also regarding entrepreneurship, there is low awareness and motivation among the student community. Now, what can be done to overcome some of these limitations? As I said, there are large number of very good institutions also, and some real gems also. For example, the new IIT which has come up, BITS, Pilani's Hyderabad campus, Triple IT, ISB, and so many others have shown to the world or shown to Andhra Pradesh what is a good model of packaging education, holistic education, how to link it with very high quality placements, and that is where and from these learnings need to come and help all the other institutions also improve. Similarly, placement cells which are very dynamic, which are linked to potential employers in all the sectors. The NSDC data lists out roughly about 20 odd sectors where huge employment opportunities are there. So who are the big players in these sectors? Who have their units or their operations in Andhra Pradesh? These kind of things need to be mapped and some kind of placement linkages established with them. To improve the quality of the graduates who are coming out, finishing schools, job readiness schools, both in the private sector and supported by the government, also need to be established. So, as some of you may be aware, government has this concept called Jawahar Knowledge Center, where this attempt is being made, but we want to take it to the next higher level. And in APIIC, we we have started discussions with a few private agencies like ILFS and ProSkill and 2-3 other companies, whether they can do this in the catchment areas of where our large industrial parks, large SEZs are located, and to motivate and promote entrepreneurship and to make it as a part of curriculum, etc. We need to, all the stakeholders need to help develop a supporting ecosystem, because entrepreneurship is something which requires a large number of things to fall together. And we have some very successful entrepreneurs amongst us. I'm sure when they share their experiences, they will agree with this point. And many people tell me that this is something which is missing not only in Andhra Pradesh but in the country as a whole, and something which is very easily available in countries like America, etc. So we need to also imbibe the Western experience on how that ecosystem can be made readily available, and what can be done to motivate more and more students to take up to become entrepreneurs and fill up the missing gaps in employment and services which is required in so many other sectors. So these are the key points which I wanted to kind of share with you. I will leave this transparency on till the next speaker occupies the podium, so you can take a look at it more closely. And once again, I thank you for giving me this opportunity.